Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakudash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. To you all, I say Shalom. This is the brother Mayaka Olive from the GMS West Palm Beach camp. The Lord wanted this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Now, the title of this photo, or the caption of this photo says, Dave Bautista's impressive transformation, right? But realistically, this man looks sick, man. But this is what a lot of so-called mighty men in Babylon are going to experience, man, real soon, right? When it comes to the famine, when it comes to the lockdowns, the new lockdowns that's coming, when it comes to the martial law, all this is going to result in mighty men looking weak and feeble, man. All right? Because once you lose access to steroids, gyms, once you lose access to food, proper nutrition, or any nutrition, right? Proper or improper, man. Right? Because these are the times that we're coming into. We're coming to times where people are going to be forced, not forced, I'm going to say forced, but they're going to be reduced to cannibalism, man, and eating their own children. Scripture talks about how there's nothing new under the sun, and things like this has happened before. But what's even worse is the times that we're coming into are even worse than the times we already been through, man. All right, we go to the book of Daniel, chapter 12, and verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. Right? And nations, there were always people, identifying with nations ever since the beginning, man. Right? Ever since the beginning. So ever since there was a nation, there hasn't been a time of trouble that's going to be comparable to the time that we're entering into, man. That's how bad it's going to be, man. And these men, these so-called mighty men are going to be, looking destitute, man, in the times that we're coming into. Because recently I did a lesson about how you had members of the Navy crying for help in foreign countries, man. You don't think niggas like this gonna be doing the same thing in Jacob's Trouble, man? All right, and it goes to show you also because this guy Dave Batista, he used to be a wrestler in WWF, which was changed to WWE, but he used to be a wrestler. I don't know if he was a title holder or not, like a world title holder, which means the world wrestling champion of the world. All right. Now, even though wrestling is scripted and it's fake, those are still superhuman athletes that are in that ring, man. All right. Even though it's staged and the plot is all scripted, those are still athletes in that ring, man. That's real blood that they shed when they even though if they might cut themselves but if they get hurt, that's all real, man. It's real pain. So when he was in the ring, when he was wrestling, that's he was a mighty man. Even in movies he played in after that, he portrayed a mighty man. You can't sign this nigga on as a mighty man right now, man. He looks weak and frail, man. He looks sick. Either he gotten sick from injecting himself with so many steroids, and steroids are synthetic, man. Anything synthetic you put in your body is gonna come with side effects, right? This is why drugs, they call it drugs, not even pharmaceutical drugs. They don't call it pharmaceutical medicine because the pharmaceutical drugs, it comes with side effects, man. It's either that he got sick from the side effects of the drugs, or he taking another drug like Ozempic to lose the weight. Because you don't just lose muscle mass like that, man. If it was muscle, it could have been all water weight. But he doesn't look as lean as he did before. And if you lose this much weight, you should be like shredded, right? He doesn't look like he was going through a shred or a cut. He looks like he probably was sick, man. All right? But this is what the mighty men are going to experience, man. All right? Because let me finish on Daniel 12. Daniel 12 is 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, right? And, people in the world, they might see this nigga Batista in the street, in the time of Jacob's Trouble, They might either try to take whatever he has because he's known as a rich man. They might try to take whatever he has, or they might try to turn to him for help because they'll remember him as a mighty man. But he might be, he more than likely will be weak and feeble, with his arms half chewed off, man. You never know, man. Could people you'll see people walking or trying to walk with one leg because they gotta defend themselves from people trying to eat them because everybody and everything is gonna be food, man. When there's no food, man, all hell's gonna break loose, and that's the thing. This is why the Lord really sends locusts like that. Because hey, once you destroy the food supply, once you take away the food from your enemy, man, you have complete control over them. Because they'll do anything. People will do anything for food. People will do anything to survive, man. Right, just like if you throw somebody in a deep water, they're gonna swim until they can't swim no more, man. Because they don't want to drown to death. Hey, you withdraw food from somebody, they're gonna do anything you say because they don't want to starve to death. And Scripture talks about how starving to death is worse than being killed with the sword, man. Lamentations 4:9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. Right. You die slowly and slowly, man. But it's a grievous death, man. Or a grievous death. Salakia. It's a grievous death when because when you die with the sword, you die by poison, you die by suffocation, you out of there within 5 minutes. But with hunger, your ass is slowly dying for like 4, 6+ weeks, man. Because Esau will tell you in the world that, without food and water, you'll die in like 3 days. They used to tell me that as when I was a younger man in Babylon. They used to say, without water, you'll die within 3 days. Without food, you'll die like in like a week, right? Which is a lie, man. They just don't want people fasting at the end of the day, because fasting is a spiritual and a physical superpower. But that's a topic for another time, man. All right, just like the scripture says, real quick. I believe it's Matthew 17, when the man had heavy demons on him and he couldn't get rid of them, man. Salakia. I don't know why this app keeps doing that. It hits different in red letter. Salakia. Matthew 17:14. And when they were come down to the multitude, there came to him a certain man, kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is lunatic and sore vexed, and oft times he falleth into the fire, and oft into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Yahushua answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Yahushua rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Right, so that child had heavy demons on him, man. Heavy, super suicidal demons, man. Because if you're falling into the fire, if you're trying to burn yourself to death, trying to drown yourself to death, that's a different way to go, man. Some people are suicidal. They might swallow a bottle of pills. They might jump off a building. They might put a gun in their mouth. Something quick. They want to go quick. But this demon had this guy going through fire and water, man. Two of the most grievous ways to die, man. But also, I wanted to bring out Salakia. I want to bring out another point. Also, going back to these pharmaceutical drugs, man. A lot of pharmaceutical drugs, the side effects are suicidal thoughts. Or, you might attempt suicide, man. What does that tell you? Hey, that pharmakia, man. Shit puts demons on you, man. Anything synthetic you put into your body is going to have a side effect, man. And the side effect is usually always negative, man. It's always negative. If you put something synthetic into your body, the side effect will be negative. All right? And just like you see that Batista guy, who knows what things he put into his body, man, to achieve the size that he did. And who knows what things he put into his body to achieve the size that he is now, man. Because that's not normal. All right? Matthew 17:19, then came the disciples to Yahushua apart and said, why could not we cast him out? And Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Howbeit, this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting, right? Because, fasting is a spiritual and a physical superpower, man. Like Batista, he could look like that by fasting. He would have to fast a long time, maybe 30 plus days for him to get from the size he was to the size he is now, right? And he wouldn't have any negative side effects, such as like organ failure or something like that. When you take steroids and stuff like that, hair loss, testicle shrinkage, organ damage, organ failure, all those are possible side effects with steroids, man. But hey, fasting will give you superpowers too, without any or you could lose weight by fasting without any negative side effects. But the thing is, when you try to lose weight by fasting, when you start eating again, you gotta be mindful of what you eat. You can't just go start eating burgers again, man. And you just went on a fast, man. You gotta reaccumulate your body to like vegetables and fruit. The best type of diet, or the best type of fast, I should say, is a dry fast. But the second best type of fast would be like the Daniel diet, where you just eat fruits and vegetables and water, man. All right, but getting off track, man. Let me jump over to Zephaniah chapter 1 and chapter 12. It's like in verse 14. Zephaniah 1 and 14. The great day of the Lord Yahweh is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord Yahweh, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly, right? Bitterly, right? Because so-called mighty men are going to turn into women in that day, man. And even in the day of Jacob's trouble, man. Even in the day of Jacob's trouble, these niggas are going to turn to straight women, man. Straight bitches out here, man. A lot of people think they're tough. And a lot of people only act tough or portray themselves to be tough because they have the backing of a system, or they may have a financial backing, political backing. You got people in the world to be like, if you hit me, I'll sue you. And people would be scared to hit them, all right? But imagine when all hell breaks loose. You think the people that talk tough now are going to talk tough? And during the famine of the word, during Jacob's trouble? No. The Lord's going to humble a great multitude of people in the coming days, man. Jeremiah 30 and 5. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces turned into paleness, right? These men are going to turn into emotional scaredy cats, man. Their cry is going to be similar to labor pains, man. How they're crying out, screaming out for help, for any type of substance, for anything, man. But hey, help, please. It's like you see in movies sometimes, where somebody will have a gun to somebody's head and it's like, no, please, I have children. And nobody's going to hear none of that, man. Nobody's going to hear your pleads and your cries in Jacob's trouble, man. Because it's really going to be every man for himself, right? And that's the thing, too. In a landscape where we are now, everybody and everything is so divided. This place can't stand, man. This place is gonna fall apart during Jacob's trouble. Usually, people were united and had really something to unite them, right? The men of the Lord are lucky because the Lord chose us and gave us a brotherhood, man. And the brotherhood, of course, includes men's wives and their families. So there's going to be units of men of the Lord in Jacob's trouble, man. There's going to be units, man. It's going to be almost like, not mercenaries. What's that term? Where it's like militias. It's going to be spiritual righteous militias all across, all everywhere, man. All across the four corners of the earth, man. Because the elect are going to need the, that's why the scripture talks about in Daniel 12, how Michael shall stand up. Is this talking about divine intervention, right? Like Michael, the archangel, man, it's coming with Yahweh Shai, man. It's gonna be the greatest instance of divine intervention ever, man. The story that we're coming into, man, Hollywood can't replicate it, man. The glory we're about to see, it can't be replicated by CGI or TV or actors or movies. It can't be, man. We're about to witness the greatest event of eternity, man. All right, and this are the times that we're in, man. That's how bad. Also, this is how you know how bad this place is about to get. All right, because in order to get to the good, you got to go through the bad. You know, pursuant to 2 Ezra 7. All right, but Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, for that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Right. Because the Lord is sending Yahweh Shai. And when you go into the name Yahweh Shai, when you go into his name, man, and this is why the name is so important. This is why other camps teaching that the name doesn't matter or the Lord has multiple names, you shouldn't be following them, man, because they're going to lead you to destruction. Because you're going to need the name to lead you to salvation, man. You're going to need it, man. And the name means he saves or he delivers, man. You go ahead and call an earth pig in the day of Jacob's trouble and see how far that gets you, man. The book of Acts chapter 4:12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. Right? There is no other name that you could call upon that's gonna benefit you, especially if you do know, you know, the name isn't Jesus. You know his name is Yahweh Shai. Especially if you follow people who scoff at the name, man. Hey, man, the Lord's gonna judge you too, because you follow those men. The Lord's gonna judge those men worse, because they knew the truth and chose to tell a lie, man. They sold you out. They sold out multitudes of our people, man. And now all that selling out is not gonna benefit them in Jacob's trouble, man. Right? Because what does it say in the book of Proverbs? Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Right? Righteousness delivereth from death. Ain't no righteousness in the name Jesus, in the title Christ, man. There's no righteousness in that, man. Teach the truth, man. Don't mix sugar with the truth to make it taste better. No, man. The truth has to be eaten sweet or bitterly, man. All right. Anything good for you, really, you know, when it comes to food wise, all the bitter herbs are really good for you, man. You put in sugar with bitter herbs, you're killing the medicinal properties. Then you're turning it into a drug, man, because you could get addicted to sugar. All right. But I'm gonna wrap it up with that. Lord, what is blessed was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone that rule well. I want to say peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. Until next time, I want to say shalom and abad the ball.